So today we're going to be looking at the Season 7 update and the 3 most overpowered weapons, guns and vehicles to come out of it. You can abuse all of these for some easy wins. Good luck and have fun, guys. So at number 3 we have the new update to the balloons. So people might have noticed that the balloons have actually been halved in the amount that you can get, so you can now only have 10 balloons. I think this was Epic's way of trying to nerf it a little bit, but balloons will definitely be vaulted in the future, that I can promise. I think it's pretty crazy now how you can equip the balloons and still shoot people. The only saving grace to this is you don't have 100% accuracy, but with Bloom in the game, people don't even have to be aiming at you and they can still hit you. The main reason this is really OP is the jump height you can get. So you can build and get jump height, then swap to a weapon and you can still laser someone. This is pretty crazy. I think the removal of bounce pads will kind of be the same reason that balloons get removed. It's just way too easy to get high ground. Plus being able to shoot people with them, it's pretty OP. The reason that they weren't really useful before was they could only be used in these situations. So if you're trying to be silent somewhat because they made your footsteps like a little bit quieter, or if you were traveling in the storm and you knew there was no one around you and you just needed to get out there as fast as you can, because balloons do increase your speed rate if you were trying to go down a straight line. So hopefully in the future this gets vaulted. So at number 2 we have the scoped and thermal ARs. So for those of you who haven't actually picked one up, they have changed the sights on them. So this is much like the 100% accuracy buff they had before. I mean, it was useful for a while, but then people just went, just use an AR. It's basically the same thing. So I wouldn't blame you if you haven't picked one up. But next time you see one, I highly recommend picking it up. I think they've gone too far with this update. I think with the 100% accuracy buff and now the perfect red dot scope, it just makes it way too easy to hit your shots. We will see this pretty much in every single competitive game whenever it comes out of the chest. I can guarantee that. For the average player, it's a huge update. I think it's a lot more important for us because the old scopes were kind of clunky, weird to look at. You kind of have to get used to that kind of style. You have to play the game a lot and use that weapon specifically to be good with it. So with this update, it basically removes any skill related to the scoped AR. So pretty much everyone's just going to be spamming you with headshots constantly, everything. And the rate of fire, especially with the scoped AR, is absolutely ridiculous. It fires pretty much as fast as a normal AR, plus with about 50% more accuracy. I think this will 100% be nerfed in the future. So at number 1 we have the new X4 wings, or also known as the aeroplanes. So I think this addition was pretty cool when we all first saw it. We looked at it and we're like, oh, this is interesting. Who wouldn't want to fly on Fortnite? It's a cool addition, it's a new gameplay. I think it's a really awesome step into doing something cool. But they are just unbelievably OP at the moment, especially if you're just camping to late game. So you're not going to see noobs sitting in bushes anymore or just camping in huts. I think you're going to see a lot of them in the aeroplanes because really, most of the time you can't be bothered to shoot them down. Or alternatively, you just wait there for someone else to do it. So when it comes to late game, there's always some idiot just flying around in it, and you know they're not going to be good, but they're just stalling out for late game, and that's really their strategy. But let's say you do find someone in an aeroplane and it's late game, they can shoot you with their turret and break your builds on top of that. Let's say that's not what they want to do. They will actually boost and shoot at you at the exact same time. They will hit you with those turret shots. And then on top of that, they will knock you in the air, causing fall damage. So even if they did not take off all your shield, they can knock you so high in the air, you just die to fall damage full stop. So you get absolutely murdered. You're in a build fight. Let's say there's only 5 people left. It's a pretty big build fight. You're a good player. You're decently high up in the map. You're versing a relatively even player to you, and then the guy just glides straight through all your builds and you all fall to your death. Or let's say he gets shot down 200 meters in the air because why not? He can auto deploy his glider at any point and just float down like nothing happened. So you can deal 800 damage to that player and he's just suddenly allowed to come down. So I have some suggestions with how they should fix this. I think they can reduce the health first of the planes. I think maybe 500 would be a better amount, a bit easier to shoot down. You can actually shoot them down early game if some kid's just camping in it and you're actually just trying to loot guns and play the actual game. Or you can change how you can't shoot the person if you hop on someone's plane. So go try this in your actual solo games or duo squads, whatever. You can jump on another plane while mid-air, just glide onto it and then press square to hop on like it's a normal ride. If you pull your shotgun out and try to shoot them in the head, it will not fire. You cannot fire any gun while on another person's aeroplane, which I don't understand why they have that added, because they haven't with any other vehicle. So there really is no counterplay to aeroplanes at the moment. There needs to be something that's a weakness. Even if you shoot them while they're in the airplane, you can actually take shield and health off them. It's very hard because you have to have the right angle. If this is what you want to go with, I recommend a sniper because that's the best way to one-shot them. If not, just use an AR and shoot them down. So, thanks for listening, guys. Give it a like and subscribe, and I'll come out with more content. Thanks very much.